of solitude and friendship. Solitude has been a refuge since childhood. I have always felt safest when alone, and solitude itself was a childhood secret known only to me. My parents quickly sensed this and were angered by my secret. While perfectly innocent, they hunted me down if they thought I was hiding somewhere. I didn't feel guilty, nor was I objectively guilty of wrongdoing. Nonconformity and secrecy were my crimes. I lived in a Cincinnati funeral home from early infancy until college. The large 1911 house had 4 levels: basement, laundry workshop, coal bin, etc. Main floor, the visitation rooms for the funerals. Upper floor, our apartment. And the attic, which was for storage. I never felt safely alone unless I had an empty floor between me and any others. Nevertheless, hiding places were plentiful, as bluegills in any Ohio pond. Since most people do not crave solitude, their hiding places are often in full view, hidden from eyes that do not see. Anyone who has lived with a cat will attest to this. A friend of mine once told me, whenever you walk outdoors, a cat is watching. Children are expert artists at this as well. I'd add nesting birds, bats, bees, spiders, and any animal near death. An organist by vocation, the solitude of practice alone in the sacred space was ecstatic and healing. To this day, it remains a legitimate reason for solitude, especially if Pharisees are around to comment. Solitude in childhood led to meditation, which remains my most important teacher today. Out of the void comes wisdom, not sought, not verbal, but blissfully aware of all things. And I know the awful grace of God. I nevertheless treasure time with my wife, even if we are both absorbed in solitary things. Time with friends, colleagues, etc. Time away from and all this solitude. Because friendship is the only thing that we really choose. And friendship, like marriage, remains the vehicle through which I experience the most intense, transformative, passionate wholeness and primal energy I've ever known. Solitude, however, is never chosen, but chooses us. And as I age, solitude seeks me out with a holy beckoning of truths too precise for words. Only plain awareness and resonance of the eternal remains. Now, if any of you is a fledgling composer or creator of artifacts, you'd find on my computer, my upstairs computer, as opposed to the downstairs studio behemoth that I have with all of Taylor's audio gear and so forth. My upstairs computer is more private, and there's a file called homework. These are two compositions from my homework file. It's I'll tell you quite bluntly that it's a file where I try some of my compositional ideas. I usually work on the homework file every day, and I sometimes give myself assignments from Vincent Persichetti's 20th Century Music. 20th Century Harmony, it's called, actually. Persichetti is a great genius who began teaching at the Juilliard School when he was 20 years old. He had a doctorate in composition by that time, and he was a teacher his whole life. Now, these are, I'll tell you, if you can follow his exercises and do them for as long as I have, you'll learn a thing or two about writing music. I can't say that it makes you a great composer, but it's something that is necessary for everybody to do. And this is one of my trade secrets that I'll reveal to you. These are two compositions. I wrote one called Reverie and Chorale. Thank you, Taylor. And the other is 12-note chords used for sustained tension. And the realization here is actually for organ using romantic sounds from that come with the finale organ sounds, and the Garriton organ sounds using famous organs. So it's entirely made up in the studio, and there's a little bit of insight into my methods as a composer. Wishing you that you can discover here music for a while. Shall all our cares beguile.